What's up, fam? We got a new member of the fam, multiple new members of the Twins family. Today, Kalen Culpepper, the Twins' first-round draft pick. Day one of the draft happening here. Not going to share, my thoughts or video on the draft quite yet. I'll have a separate video for this. This is for the Twins system recaps. We're going to focus on today's game, but did want to congratulate Culpepper and his family on joining the Twins family. So be on the lookout for some more draft coverage from me on a later video. But now we're going to take a look at the Twins game. Some highlights here. Top of the ninth inning, Twins getting shut out. 2 men in scoring position. You see Manuel Margot steps up and drives them both home here in the top of the ninth inning to tie the game. Feisty Twins fighting back. They were really held down, getting a no-hit until pretty late in this game. Margot actually broke up the no-hitter. Unfortunately, in the bottom of the ninth, some ugly stuff goes down. Margot dives for this ball in that Giants outfield. Brooks Lee throws this to I don't know where. And Mike Yastrzemski hits a triple and then scores on that ball, getting into the netting. So that is how the Twins lose the game. Tough way to go into the break. Twins lose 3-2. Again, they fight back. They tie it up, and then that's how they lose it. Margot, again, that kind of embarrassing dive attempt in center field. Don't know what that was, but he was by far, he was the force. He got 2 of the Twins' 3 hits. So yeah, it was rough out there. Chris Paddock, he didn't throw the ball particularly hard. I think his velo was down a bit, but he had a pretty solid start, especially from kind of where he's been coming from. And then with all these days off, Rocco kind of unloaded the bullpen, and they did a great job up until it's hard to fault Duran for what went down in the ninth inning, but he is saddled with the loss. It is what it is. Couple of pregame notes. Diego A. Castillo, not the pitcher, the infielder. Diego A. Castillo got called up to the Twins because Jose Miranda went on the 10-day injured list due to a lower back strain, as you're seeing here. Doesn't sound like that's going to be all that serious. Hopefully, Jose over the break can get right, and we will see him before too long. But, back injury, probably a really easy thing you could see being re-aggravated, so I don't want to put that in the bank. But fingers crossed, basically, that's what I'm saying. And then Caleb Bosley, who's been pitching for the Saints, was designated for assignment. We'll see what his future is to come here. Basically, starting pitching depth. Twins needed to open up that spot on the 40-man to add Diego Castillo. Why not Edouard Julien? Well, it was basically for just this game, would be my answer. I don't know if that fully answers that question or not. But Diego Castillo is almost sort of the infielding version of a Caleb Bosley, a guy that you can add onto the 40-man roster in a short-term situation. You're going to be removing him probably before too long. Eventually, Brock Stewart's probably fairly soon going to come off the 60-day IL, and they'll need to drop someone from the 40-man to re-add him. Guessing that probably will be Diego Castillo as things stand right now. But he's a guy that, not to say he's not been appreciated, because he's been a kind of a fun player for the Saints, playing all over the infield, playing pretty well. But he's not a guy that you really are going to sweat a lot losing, or kind of having him bounce around. He's happy. He's happy joining the Twins for a couple days. And then kind of some other news of the day was that Carlos Correa has plantar fasciitis again. It is not believed to be as severe. So that's great. Dan Hayes of The Athletic reporting that. And then it was revealed that though Carlos will be participating in the All-Star festivities, he is not going to be in the game. So he was replaced on the AL roster by Corey Seager. So a good thought there. Not surprised at all. Correa's a guy that really takes care of himself. No surprise that he is kind of bowed out of the game. But obviously, this is, even though, don't want to raise too many red flags, because this doesn't sound like it's going to be like it was last year that Carlos played through, and now it's so clear that we've seen him this year. It was just so obvious how hampered he was last year by that injury. And that's something that lingers. It's not just something that's going to go away over the All-Star break likely. So, again, hopefully this continues to ring true, and they manage this. If there's a silver lining, it's that this is something that Correa knows how to deal with and how to stay on the field. But, we want to see him at his tip-top this team needs him at his tip-top to get to where they're trying to go. So not great news to hear, but again, hopefully not too concerning. So the Twins game, pretty ugly finish there, pretty embarrassing finish there. Unfortunately, to start out here with minor league highlights, I don't have much more positivity to roll into because Andrew Morris, who pitched for Wichita today, this error by Ben Ross at shortstop, kind of unraveled into just him getting dinked and dunked to death. Credit to Springfield here, the opposing team. They're putting the ball in play. They're hitting them where they ain't. Some of these seeing eye singles, and that one was fairly well struck. But a lot of balls just getting through. Another error. This is all in the first inning, by the way. Andrew Cassetti just can't catch that at first base. This was scored a hit, but obviously Ben Ross probably feels like he should have made a play on that one. Just, again, dinked and dunked, and the end result was Andrew Morris threw 41 pitches in the first inning, didn't get out of the first inning, gave up 5 runs. They were all unearned, but just a really, really nasty start for Morris. Again, a lot of it wasn't his fault with the errors, but and then a lot of weak contact. But a frustrating day. I'm sure he was not happy at the end of that one. Kind of turning the page to something a little bit more positive. I'm going to show you some Spencer Bengard highlights. This is a guy pitching really well for Fort Myers, was the Twins' 15th round draft pick last year and performing extremely well. And just tons and tons of breaking balls. You saw a fastball there, but throws tons of breaking balls. Has 2 different breaking balls. And had a good start today. We'll take it at his line in just a minute. But 6'4", 220, so he's a pretty well put together guy. 1.54 ERA, 1.06 whip. 56 strikeouts in 52 2/3 innings for Bengard so far this season. That's with 10 walks. Topped out at like 92 today, so the velocity isn't really eye-popping, but doesn't throw a ton of fastballs. Only 20 of his 85 pitches were fastballs. That's 24% basically fastballs. He just throws a ton of sliders and a ton of curveballs. But there you see his line. He gave up 2 earned runs over 5 innings. Not one of his better starts, but I've been meaning to get him on here more lately, because again, a 1.54 ERA in 52 2/3 innings so far for the Mighty Mussels. He's pitched great. There you see the rest again, that Andrew Morris line. Ouch. Lucky for his year-to-date stats, none of those runs will be earned, but I'm sure he was hoping to have a lot more success today. Moving on over to the hitting performances across the minors. Walker Jenkins was 2 for 5 with a double. Tried to get that double, but somehow that got kind of blacked out during the broadcast. Not literally blacked out, but they didn't have the video for the feed for that part of the game for some reason, so don't have that. But he had a 2-hit night, a sweep in the bad sense today. Not great. The wind surge gave up 16 runs. They had a position player pitching by the end of that one. Rough. Again, look for draft content. Plenty of draft content coming. Going to give my reactions. Going to share some of the video of the draft. Like I have the past couple of years. And, try to get some video in this one. Try to get some Twins video in this one. I'm going to kind of pick my spots with that. And we'll see. And if I get things flagged by MLB Advanced Media, we'll just kind of go from there and just baby steps and, whack-a-mole our way to figuring out, what it is I can and can't do with those. So anyway, thank you so much for checking this one out. Again, draft stuff coming soon. Appreciate you.